Jan Long-yun against Yodsanan Sityodtong.
The Northern Tiger is a provincial boxing champion, Little Tyson Sityodtong.
To be answered, he has a 1-0 record in MMA so far. One mixed martial arts contest under his belt. Yodsanan Sityodtong, can he deal with the kind of ground game that you get in this sport? And do a number of tests remain.
You know, the interesting thing about Jun is that he said strategically, I want to test out the hands and see where this goes. But, you know, keeping your hands as low as they are, you're going to get caught with a big shot.
And he got caught just there, a cut round
big
the ear.
right.
Now, ground and pound, and those are heavy punches. The legs are the defense here. Can Yodsanan get through? He's not having too much trouble so far.
But Yodsanan is really keeping the pressure on. He's going for an ankle lock here. Taking it.
This is where he'll be tested, Jason.
Yodsanan did a good job of slipping out. You know, that tenacity is something you just can't teach someone. The ability to go in and just stay on your opponent and keep those pressure and keep the punches coming. You can tell he has a background in other sports because that's something that's very difficult to teach, that killer instinct.
Get the impression they're just taking a bit of a mutual rest here after that intense start. Yodsanan.
You gotta be careful if you're Jiang, keeping your hands down as low as he is. He's gonna eat a couple of punches to the face, and I don't think you want to eat even one from Yodsanan.
Well, of course, Yodsanan is a renowned international style boxer, but he has a huge background in Muay Thai, so he can sling those kicks in from all angles as well. Southpaw. And you're right, Jason, that is a low guard that Jiang has.
That's a negative guard. I think his hands are so low that we can't even call that.
Hands are on his hips at the moment.
That's an unfortunate choice. You really want to keep your hands up. I mean, the first thing that you hear corners telling their fighters was when they get tired is, you know, hands up. And obviously you just want to protect that button, hit on the chin, and especially when you're fighting someone who's such a dangerous striker.
Jiang rams Yodsanan into the post here, right above us in our commentary position. And the takedown comes, and that was a heavy one.
Well, this is where Jiang needs the fight to be, and if there's one spot he wants to be on the ground, it's on top of Yodsanan, because he probably doesn't work a lot off of his back. This is going to give a little bit of an opportunity here for Jun to start working some submissions. And we're also going to get to see the defensive ability of Yodsanan.
Yodsanan bringing up the knee. That's his mode of defense at the moment. Attack. And they are brutal knees to the forehead. We've had 6 coming in now. Finally, Jiang comes back with some hammer blows to the head, but they're not quite as punishing as the ones that Yodsanan's knees were delivering just now.
Yodsanan needs to get up to his knees, work that knee off of the belly. Oh, Mount, this is a very bad position for Yodsanan. This is what we were talking about, boxers that have a fantastic boxing base. It's oftentimes difficult to be able to make that transition because you can learn jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but if you're not really comfortable there, you're going to go back to what you know, which is obviously the boxing in Yodsanan's case.
Well, this is where the very well-rounded training in the Evolve gym will be tested now for Yodsanan Sityodtong, who has so many supporters here at ringside. Both those who go and train themselves at Evolve and also those who are just fans of this superstar.
Jun looks like he's starting to work his hips up nice and high. He could take an armbar there. Yodsanan has to be careful here about giving up his back. This is a worse position.
Now there, round the throat.
Jun's gonna try to work his arm in deep. As long as Yodsanan keeps his chin tucked and protects one of the hands that's looking to choke, he needs to go what's called 2-on-1 and start to work and get out of there. But, you know, not only a submission, if he stays in this position too long, there's the danger that the referee could stop it because they don't think he's intelligently defending himself.
And certainly the points are piling up for Jiang Long-yun now. 1FC, you look at the fight overall, we don't score round by round. And this will be giving the judges something for their pencils on their papers.
Yodsanan, that definitely needs to be careful here in protecting his neck.
Oh, fingers in the eyes there.
Well, he's not really trying to put his fingers in his eyes. He's doing exactly that. He was lifting his forehead so that he could get that forearm underneath. That choke is really deep. Yodsanan needs to grab both hands on the one wrist. Now that looks really, really deep.
He's
out. He's out.
Oh, wow. I could see Yodsanan Sityodtong's eyes looking right at the referee, but at that very moment, he lost consciousness. What a dramatic finish to this fight. And Jiang Longyun is going absolutely crazy with his corner man, and so he should, because he has taken a major scalp. Yodsanan Sityodtong is still lying on his back. He's blinking. He's get him up. It'll be a huge disappointment apart from anything else for him, but he's on his feet.
And there was a couple of positions here where he was in danger. I mean, he got dropped with the right hand. He had a nice deep heel hook in there that Yodsanan was able to fight off, and Yodsanan kept some great ground and pound pressure in, working to pass the guard. And finally, when he was able to get the takedown here and stay on top, this was the beginning of the end for Yodsanan. He moved perfectly into mount from cross side, and then Yodsanan gave up his back, and there was a little bit of time here. He couldn't get the choke in, but when he finally was able to lift the head and sink it in, you know, the heart of a warrior, he didn't want to submit. And sometimes you can't even feel it when you're going unconscious because of the blood flow just cutting off to your head. It's actually fairly comfortable. You don't really notice it.
From the blue corner, Jiang Longyun.